What are 10 positive life habits? This is a great question. And so to first I'll go through all 10 and then I'll explain them each a little bit. So I would say 10 positive life habits are a sleep routine, okay, some sort of meal planning, diet routine, healthy diet routine, some sort of exercise routine, some sort of gratitude routine, some sort of routine around maintaining a list of important people in your life and staying in touch with them. Six, I would say, would be life by design. Okay, I'll go back and explain this again. Number seven would be killing your demons. Number eight would be listening to your heart. Number nine would be helping others. And number 10 would be constantly learning. So the first one is a good, healthy sleep routine, sleep hygiene routine, a bedtime routine, a sunrise routine. This is really important because, like, for example, truck drivers by law have to take a certain amount of rest for every, so many hours spent driving. And that's because there's a ton of research showing that when they're sleep deprived, it's the same as if they were driving drunk. So it's really important. And so it's important for you to have good sleep habits because that's going to help your body heal better, heal faster, and you're going to make better decisions. If you stacked 365 days of drunken life decisions on top of each other, right, that's not going to take you where you want to go. If we had to think of positive habits versus negative habits, right, I think you'd have more negative outcomes from that versus if you made 365 days of decisions where you were at your best. You had a great night's sleep. You were thinking clearly, right? You'll even be more emotionally stable. Diet, like healthy eating. I mean, first off, it's going to prevent a lot of disease and sickness. Okay, 7 out of the 10 things that kill people are typically because of poor diet and lack of exercise, right? So by having a better diet, it's almost like the fuel you're putting in the engine. And we've all experienced the food coma, right? So if you've had a food coma and then you have to do something important, you might not be bringing your A game. So a positive habit is making sure that you're eating the right kinds of foods at the right time of day to really help prepare you for the activities that you're about to do, right? Don't eat a big, heavy meal first thing in the morning if you're hoping to have a big, productive start to your day, because all of a sudden all your blood's going to go to your stomach, you're going to be sluggish, and you're not going to be able to perform. Also, the things that your body rebuilds itself out of come from the things you put in your mouth and in your stomach. So by having a better diet, you're actually going to, give your body better materials to rebuild itself with, better fuel, right, for the fire, so to speak. Exercise, if the benefits of exercise could be put in a pill, it would be the most powerful supplement ever created. Exercise not only helps regrow and improve brain function, right? Again, when you're more physically fit, you're more emotionally resilient. You have better capacity to handle stress. If I can only run 1 kilometer before I need to lay down and take a nap because I'm just so exhausted, that is my energy gas tank that I bring to every day of my life. So now if I could just snap my fingers and now I can run 10 kilometers without getting tired, I have that much more energy that I bring to my day. A lot of people want to talk about productivity and time management, but nobody really talks about energy management. And the way you can get more energy is to build your physical fitness capacity. Okay, you have to push yourself. We don't get stronger from exercising. We get beat up and tear our muscles down exercising. But when we heal, it's like calluses on our hand. We heal and come back stronger. So exercise is another one. Gratitude is the next habit. And I think this is really important that we remember what we're grateful for and we celebrate the victories, because life is a musical thing. We're supposed to sing and dance while the music is playing. And it's really easy to get caught up and we often focus on what's missing, the lack of clean air, the lack of this, the lack of that, because we're trying to be aware of the dangers around us. But gratitude can help you deal with situations with love in your heart. And you just nobody responds well to desperation. If someone's really desperate, it's a very uncomfortable feeling. And so being able to stay focused on what we're grateful for, you can't feel fear and anxiety at the same time as you're feeling gratitude. So it really helps you kind of reset your emotional bearings. And then when you start coming to task, now you're kind of working from a clean slate. It's the same thing where if you're trying to do something where you're really nervous, we've all seen in the horror movies where the bad guy with a knife is chasing someone and they're fumbling with their car keys because they're so nervous. And that's the same thing where gratitude can help prevent you from being in that state as you do things during your day. And the habit of this stuff is really important. Like if you, while leaving work or at the end of your day, if every day at 2 o'clock you pass by a place that makes you feel negative inside, whether it's fearful, anxieties, anything, that becomes a habit. So that way, days you don't even go there. If you do that 5, 6 days a week, the seventh day out of habit at that time of day, you will actually feel like that. Okay. That's like Pavlov's dogs. It's a conditioning response. So gratitude is a really good way to help condition yourself again to not have that in. You don't wake up in that state. A list of important people was positive habit number 5. And this is important because, so much what we do in our life involves other people. We're social beings, social creatures. And by keeping a list, you're less likely to forget about people. And if you look and update this list regularly, it'll help you identify people that, any relationship takes work. And so, if you keep a list, one, it'll remind you to stay in touch with those people, but you can also make sure that you're building that relationship. You're making deposits, so to speak, in that emotional bank account with that person, in that relationship bank account. So I think that that's a really important one because, as they say, dig your water well before you're thirsty. So by maintaining a list of important people to you, family, friends, and VIPs, whether it's work or just people you look up to and respect, by having this list, not only do you maintain relationships with them, but then if and when you ever need to ask for help, you've really, gone above and beyond to be there and be an important person in their life. Number 6 was life by design. If you don't have plans, somebody else will make you a part of theirs. So it's really important to think about what you want for yourself and your life, and not just yourself and your life, but you want to think about different areas of your life. A lot of times, as humans, we're phenomenal. Humans are the only creatures. Like a dog is only ever going to be a dog, and the vast majority of dogs will only ever do the handful of things dogs do. Sure, there's been a dog that's gone to space. Sure, there's dogs that learn fancy tricks, for our entertainment or whatnot. But generally speaking, a dog only does the handful of things a dog does. A chicken only does the handful of things a chicken does. But humans, I could decide today I want to be a ballerina. I just did decide, and then I learned how to handstand walk, right? I decided I wanted to be able to back squat almost 2x my body weight. We can make decisions and suddenly do things. Somebody decided they wanted to walk on the moon, right? Somebody decided they wanted to go to the bottom of the ocean. These are things that we've been able to do because we're humans and we're phenomenal. And so oftentimes the reason why people don't do more with their life is they're just not able to focus and think about and plan how they want their life to look. So it's a really good idea habitually, whether it's daily or weekly or monthly, to think about your life in terms of your career, your finances, your family, your friends, your business relationships, your health, your dreams and goals, the problems in your life, right? Maybe not only just your problems, because a lot of people do focus on their problems, but how you can overcome those problems, or who might be able, or how you might be able to overcome them. To think about charitable endeavors, ways you can give back to people, right? Random acts of kindness, if you will. Your happiness level, okay? Spiritual learning, whether you're into prayer or meditation. I lived on a Indian reserve, and I learned about the medicine wheel, and they say that every person has, their body, mind, soul, and emotions, and if any of those are out of balance, the whole person can be kind of off kilter. So your to-do items, your to-do personal items, your to-do business items, your to-do financial items, the things you should learn more about, the things you should get or buy, and the people you should contact. This is all part of creating a life by design. And this is where you make the intent. A lot of people want to talk about the law of attraction, and a lot of things do have to begin in your mind first as an idea or a dream. And it's not, unless you give yourself that time, unless you make it a habit, you're not gonna make the plans. You're not going to design the life you want to live. You're just going to wake up and be like, hey, what happened? Well, it's been a few months. It's been a couple of years. My life has just been kind of taken on this journey that maybe you may or may not have wanted it to go on. I mean, if you have a garden and you don't intentionally go out and pull out the weeds, soon your garden will be overrun with them. Number 7 is killing your demons. Okay. I don't think any of us can say we've seen a flawed wave at the beach. I don't think any of us can say that there is a broken cloud in the sense of it's a failure as a cloud, right? And so as people, I think that we are perfect and just the way we are. But I also think that we also have greater potential that most of us never realize. So by killing your demons, I mean working on yourself and your skills and improving your weaknesses, but then also improving your strengths, not just trying to get rid of weaknesses. Sometimes maybe that's just the way you were built, but it doesn't mean you don't try to get better in it. And at the same time, if you're good at something, double down on what you're good at. So I think that's why I say the next positive habit is killing your demons. Okay. Sometimes we limit ourselves because of conditioning and beliefs, things we've been told over and over and over. Number 8 was listening to your heart. Okay. A lot of people on their deathbed, they regret living a life that wasn't true to themselves and instead doing what other people told them. And I don't think any of us want to be there on our deathbed feeling like we wish we lived a life more true to ourselves. This is partially life by design, but you can design your life very kind of left brain intellectually. I should do this, I should do that. But you should listen to your inner voice and always trust your intuition. And even if your gut and intuition are wrong, you have to just keep working. And again, like a muscle, you have to build and develop that reflex so you can trust it. So listen to your heart. Number 9 is helping others. Again, no man is an island, I think the quote goes. We all live in communities. We all depend on each other. There's more to be done as a species than there are hours in a day. I'm not growing potatoes. I'm not maintaining an orange orchard. So we have to recognize how much we actually depend on each other. In fact, you're able to watch this because we are standing on the shoulders of work other people have done. I always think about this when I drive down the road. I always think about how many people sat and slaved in the hot sun, weren't able to be and play with their kids. Instead of watching movies or playing video games or doing their hobby or profession or passion, instead they were there building this road. So years later, I could get where I'm going faster. I didn't invent the internet. I didn't even invent the computer. I didn't even invent this microphone, but thank goodness for the people who created it and provided it so that way I can communicate with you right now. And so helping others, it's just, 1, it's a feel good. 2, it gets you out there and socializing. 3, it just is it's a fantastic positive habit. It just generates love and goodwill. And it also helps with all these other things where you figure out what you want to do, right? Helping others helps you stay in touch and be of value to the important people in your life. Helps you feel grateful. I'm grateful I could help that person. It gets you up and moving, so you're not just sitting on the couch all day. So it gets you some exercise, right? And then the number 10 is to constantly learn because things are always improving. And if we don't want to be a static society, as far as we can tell in history, all the static societies that failed to change and evolve and create new knowledge and solve the problems of their time, they all stopped existing and collapsed. So the only way forward, as far as at least what I know of science is concerned, is to constantly create new knowledge to solve the problems of today. And yes, that will create a new problem typically, but the only alternative is to stay stagnant as we are. Right now, we can all agree, mathematically speaking, there will be an extinction level event on this planet. It's not a question of if one will happen, it's a question of when it will happen. And that is a problem. And unless we are constantly learning and developing new knowledge and skill and engineering and capabilities, that problem is still going to be there. Once we solve that problem, perhaps we're able to leave this planet and venture to others, but now we will have new problems we need to solve. But the problem, well, the biggest thing is we just don't want to remain static, because if we remain static, then the only thing we can do is just wait for our clock to be punched, as they say, our ticket, our time to be up. And so that's why number 10 is to constantly learning. So once again, this list is healthy sleep habits, healthy diet, meal habits, healthy exercise, physical fitness habits, gratitude habits, a list, maintaining and staying in contact with a list of important people, making time to design our lives, live our lives by these design, kill our demons, take time to listen to our heart, the habit of helping other people, and the habit of constantly learning. If you'd like to learn more about success habits and the critical success factors as a small or medium-sized business owner, an entrepreneur, or a startup, go check out bestbusinesscoach.ca.